In my previous video, I spent 3 days in Alice Springs, enjoying beautiful gorges, rock formations, art, and the sights of the town. In this video, I head to the iconic Uluṟu and Kata Tjuṯa. It's day 4 and I said goodbye to my sweet Chippy, the Airbnb dog. We're off to Uluru today. It's about a 4.5-hour drive. I'm staying at Sails in the Desert, which is in Uluṟu, and it's a bunch of resorts there that are all part of Ayers Rock Resort. So it's pretty rainy, it's overcast today, so I'll take it pretty easy on the roads. Don't want to go slipping and sliding, but I think all the roads are fine, they're all sealed. I've arrived at Sails in the Desert and this is my room. Very nice. With a lounge, nice king bed, some very unusual lamps here. TV, lots of storage. Minibar. Let's see what's in the minibar. Nothing. Milk. There we go. Lovely bathroom. There you go. Just heading into the town square, just checking out what shops there are, what groceries I can get. Collage. Well, I'm glad I didn't go to the Uluru lookout. I was gonna go look at Uluru from the lookout from the resort. Now it's absolutely pouring. I think I heard some thunder as well. It's actually quite calming. I'm so excited. Look at it. As you drive up, it's amazing. And I think I can see almost like waterfalls coming off the side of it because we had pretty heavy rain last night and a thunderstorm. So I can see like white lines coming off it. Let's see if that's water. We're here, we made it to Uluru. So it's 8:30 in the morning and I'm going to do the base walk. I'm starting at the Mala Walk. Apparently it's the best way to go, start at the Mala Walk and go clockwise because you kind of stay in the shade as much as possible. It can get pretty hot here, but it's only about like probably less than 20 degrees at the moment. I think it's only going to get to 24, so it's not really that hot today. This is all the rage. You gotta wear your fly net, otherwise the flies go up your nose and your eyes. Isn't it fashionable? So that weird noise around the water areas are frogs. Apparently after it rains a lot, they come out to mate. I believe we're officially halfway around the rock, and it's taken about 2 hours. Admittedly, I took forever in the beginning. I was taking photos and just stopping and reading all the signs. So I feel like you just really got to take your time. So I'm at the Uluṟu waterhole. Actually came here earlier this year on a business trip, and I think this is probably one of the most popular walking tracks, waterholes. Apparently the royals have come here, Dalai Lama maybe. So it's a bit of a famous little walk on Uluru. I'm nearly finished. It's about almost 4 hours. It says I have about 28 minutes to go. I think it's slightly shorter. And yeah, I'm buggered. It's about this time where I'm thinking about the pool back at the resort, and I'm thinking about that spa treatment that I booked at 4 o'clock. Yeah, but luckily because I'm on the west side, the sun's not on this side, so it's a lot cooler, and I think even the clouds are coming over a bit. We made it! We made it around the base of Uluru, over 10 kilometers. What an achievement. We're going to the pool. I went up to this top of this lookout near my resort to take some photos of the Milky Way. The Milky Way is actually in prime position, right in the middle of the sky. However, there's like light cloud cover and it keeps on like going over the middle of the Milky Way. So all my photos came out with this cloud in front of it. You can see the Milky Way through the cloud and it looks like it would have been a great photo, but unfortunately no. So yeah, I mean, one reason why I came out to Uluru is because I'm really into astrophotography, and I just knew that there'd be clear sky away from lights, and it would be magical. Maybe I should try again, but yeah, I'm gonna keep on trying until I get a photo of the Milky Way, which is spectacular. It's day 6 and we're going to go off to Kata Tjuṯa, or the Uluṟu as they're called, which is about, I think it's about 40-minute drive from the resort. There's a short walk for I think about an hour. I'm going to go on that. There's a longer walk which is a little bit harder, but I'm not really up to that. After yesterday's walk around the base of the Uluru, my back and my hips are hurting quite a lot. So we're going for a nice leisurely walk at the Uluṟu. This is voiceover Deb, as you can hardly hear what I'm saying here, as it was a very windy day. But basically I'm saying here I am at Kata Tjuṯa, and behind me are the Uluṟu, which is a different name for Kata Tjuṯa, which also means many heads. I'm standing on this dune platform, which is a very handy platform to view the Uluṟu. And then I spin around just in a second to say, across the way you can see Uluru, and there I am pointing to Uluru in the background. And it's about 50 kilometers from where I'm standing right now. And I think that the Uluṟu or the Kata Tjuṯa are just as stunning as Uluru. It's a bit windy, as you can hear, but we're doing the Walpa Gorge walk. It's about an hour. I think it's a pretty moderate walk, and it's grade 3 short steep hills, as the sign says. It's such a epic, strange location. Like, it feels like I'm on Mars or something. Just like arid rocks, huge rock formations. You can see those people in front of me. For scale, that's people walking. Look at it. There's a really nice like sitting area here. moment there's no one around. There's been a trickle of visitors coming up, but I've been sitting here just like taking in the natural beauty, and I'm kind of waiting for the sun to come over. You can see one side of the gorge is in light and then the other side is in the shade, and I think the sun is going to poke up over that side of the gorge there. So I'm just sitting waiting patiently. I don't really have much else on until like 5:30 in the afternoon, so I can really take my time and enjoy it. So this evening I was supposed to go on a helicopter ride, which was going to fly over Uluṟu and Kata Tjuṯa. It was a sunset helicopter ride, but unfortunately they didn't have enough people to meet the minimum requirements to go on a flight. So that's a pity for me, but they put me on the 9 o'clock one tomorrow morning, and they promised that I'll be in the front seat, so that's good. Tonight I'm just going to chill out, get some dinner, and the sky is looking pretty clear, no clouds, so that's perfect for astrophotography. I have to say, as much as this place is really amazing, this resort is actually 5 stars. The food here is very expensive, and I found pretty much the same thing all throughout Alice and Uluru, is the food is quite expensive. And I haven't really had any amazing food yet either. So at the place I'm staying at, the breakfast is a $49 buffet, and I don't really eat all that much for breakfast or in general for my meals. So $49 every morning for breakfast is kind of out of the question for me. It's not included in my room. I think there's some rooms where breakfast is included, but not mine. So I've literally just been having a bit of banana bread every morning. I bought like a loaf of banana bread back at Alice, and I've just kind of been having a slice every morning, which is fine. For dinner at this resort, it's $99 for a buffet dinner. And I don't know if some people might think that's good value, but I personally don't, since I don't eat all that much. And it's just that flat $99 for the buffet. So I'm literally not trying that. For the first night I had room service, and they put, already the meals are super expensive. I just had a Caesar salad, and they charge you $8 extra just for room service. So I'm like, wow, that's quite a hefty price. Yeah, I just bought a bottle of Coke at this restaurant in town. The Coke was $7. That's quite a lot for just a bottle of like 600 mils, I think. So yeah, the food is much to be desired out here. I did have a really nice lunch, a club sandwich, which cost me a small fortune though. So I think you got to just think, you're out here, you have no other choice, just forget about it and eat it, which I have been. But yeah, there aren't that many options, like just for a small snack, a nice healthy little salad, everything's quite extravagant and expensive. So if you're planning a trip out here, just take note. The food options aren't amazing. Even I went for a walk to the IGA just then, and half the shelves are bare. Like, I was looking for like just basic things, and like they're supposed to have a section for the wraps and sandwiches and stuff like that. It was all empty and had signs up saying we have none today. So I think either they got supply problems, or there's just been an influx of visitors and tourists that have been buying a lot. So yeah, that's kind of been lacking. On a positive note, I'm having some cheesels for dinner tonight. I'm having some cheesels, I'm having some chocolate and some Coke, and that's the worst meal that you could possibly have. But my lunch was pretty filling and I had it around 2 p.m, so I'm not that hungry. It's just enough to carry me over, and then probably maybe 8 o'clock, 8:30, I'll go out and I'll find a spot to do some photography. I've been researching and there's better spots than I was last night, because I was reading that people who are finding, even though we're in the middle of the outback and it should be pretty low light pollution, just the lights around the resorts are quite strong. There's a lot of like big, like, I don't know what you call them, just massive lights shining out from the resort, so it kind of like screws up your photos a little bit. And I've read there's a few other lookouts which are closer to Uluru, a bit further away from the resort, which might be better. So we'll see. Dr. Phil, my camel. I had the best day today. This morning I had the helicopter ride over Uluṟu and Kata Tjuṯa that was rescheduled from the sunset trip the previous night. So it left around 9 o'clock in the morning. It went so quickly, like it was a 25-minute flight. By the time you're up there, you're over a couple of minutes over Uluru and then over to Kata Tjuṯa. It like pretty much was finished. I think the sunset one would have been a bit better. The colours of Uluṟu and Kata Tjuṯa would have been a little bit more magical today, because it felt like there was quite a bit of haze and like the colours didn't pop. But still, was my first ever helicopter ride, so that was really fun. And I got to sit up front with the pilot because I was solo, and I think they also gave me the front seat because I had to cancel my previous flight. And then I came back to the resort. I actually had a big nap. I was so tired. And then I went and had some lunch, and then for a swim in the pool, and just like lazily laid by the pool reading my book. And then I got ready and went to the camel tour, which was probably one of the highlights of my time here. So my camel's name was Dr. Phil, and they said that he's a very good listener and he solves all your problems. He was very well behaved, my camel. He used to be a race camel, and apparently he has the biggest hump in all of the whole camel farm. So yes, anyway, so we were on the camel ride for about an hour, and it was a sunset tour, although there was lots of clouds. There was a lot of like dark rain clouds coming over, so you couldn't really see like the sunset on the rock. But I actually really liked the vibe. It was like very dark clouds set against like the orange sand, and I thought it was really cool. I really liked the camel ride. It was comfortable and fun. And then when you get back to the camel farm, they give you like free drinks and damper, which is like a bread, Australian kind of bread that you can eat. And we kind of just like stood around eating food and had drinks, and then we got shuttled bus back to the resort, and I had a really good time. I thought the camel ride was awesome. So I've just been chilling in my hotel until I'm packing a little bit. Tomorrow I'm driving back to Alice Springs, so I'll try not to have a late night. I'll just chill out and get ready for early morning and 4.5 hours driving tomorrow. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.